Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And guys, I am thinking of doing a pretty big crypto giveaway, but I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it just quite yet. But if you want to enter, it's going to be ridiculously simple, as all you have to do is make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you comment something down below. That is going to be it. And even though I don't have the giveaway just quite yet, because there's a couple ideas going through my mind, everybody participating already is going to get another entry ticket for once we get there, right? So it does help. Having said that, comment down below where you're watching from. Might be weird that I keep asking. I kind of feel as if it's weird, but I just like to see. All right, whenever I scroll through the comments, I just think it's really interesting to see all these crazy countries, all these crazy places, so just put it down below. Having said that, let's start out with a little bit of a summary of what's been happening to Ripple in the last 24 hours or so, even though we have a ton of news and it's going pretty damn crazy today. Today, Larson and Garlinghouse filed a motion to dismiss. And I would already like to put in a little bit of a question mark, as I haven't seen any motion to dismiss come from Chris Larson, so I cannot confirm that. We have, however, covered the Brad Garlinghouse motion to dismiss in detail. Then Ripple announces they are staying in San Francisco. Bullish? Well, yes, Chris Larson has stated before over at Ripple, and maybe Ripple themselves, that they'll be staying in San Francisco with a headquarters over there, which in my opinion could be bullish because it shows that whatever the SEC is doing here is not going to deter them from the US. Before, a couple months ago, they were putting up some statements saying we might move to Dubai, we might move to Japan, we might move to the UK. But then all of a sudden they put up hey, we're not planning to leave San Francisco. This is our home. This is our place. Pretty interesting. And then Ripple announced a pilot to allow private ledgers running along the XRP ledger, potentially catering to CBDCs. Well, not potentially. That's literally the goal of the private ledger. And I think that one is also very bullish, as I do think that it's just to get people onto Ripple, a Ripple system, and then they can bundle that with XRP down the road. Moving on, Ripple helps shift 40 million XRP while its legal battle with the SEC continues. I only want to say one small thing about this, and that is that I find it really peculiar that if Ripple had really been afraid of this whole lawsuit, wouldn't they have been more hesitant to send money around? And the fact that they're still sending so much money, is still doing almost everything that we're doing before, at least shows me that they, kind of are certain in their resolve, that they know what they're doing and they're not afraid of the consequences because they believe in what they preach. Then, is PancakeSwap the new Uniswap? Why PancakeSwap is surging and what is next? So, by the way, guys, this is no advertisement in any way, shape, or form. You don't have to buy this or anything like that. I often find it when I'm watching people talk about DeFi that it really feels forced. Not this, right? We're talking about a couple of DeFi things purely because it's been a freaking craze. People are going crazy about it all the time, but not an advertisement, all right? Just so you guys know. So I don't care if you buy, sell, whatever. So honestly, myself, I've been buying quite a lot of Uniswap over the last couple of weeks, and I bought myself a little bit of Pancakes. Pancake. What the frick is the name for the coin? I'm not sure. PancakeSwap. Okay, the coin is also named PancakeSwap, purely because I saw a lot of profitability in it. If you check the depth here, it's not looking too nice. But generally speaking, a lot of people are quite bullish on it or involved with it, mostly because it is one of the biggest platforms as we speak, with quite a lot of money going into it right now, and it is on the Binance Smart Chain. So a lot of people have been excited about it, which is why I wanted to also involve myself with it logically. And again, I've just been looking into it more, and yeah, after a little while, I noticed this might be something really big, so I gotta at least buy a little bit. And so I didn't buy too much. I'm not sure how much I bought, not too much, but I'm thinking of increasing my position purely because of the attention that has been given and how the exchange has been performing, right? I think there's a lot of selling pressure because people also think, well, it's a stupid coin, it doesn't really do too much. I don't really know, guys. I think things like PancakeSwap, Uniswap are here to stay for quite a long while, mostly because they are some newer wave. Same thing for coins like Ava. Those are just kind of my go-to picks. There's a couple other ones in this list which I really think might stay, but things like SushiSwap, less excited about, right? Not really too happy with that one. But PancakeSwap, I'm at this point really bullish on, so that's a little quick side note. Then Balancer and Curve, I've also put more money in. I'm trying to involve myself with more DeFi-related projects because I still think a lot of them are undervalued or underdiscovered, or just not enough people have understood the real idea behind it. A lot of people have recommended me to buy Rune. I haven't done so just quite yet, but I might. I definitely might. And 1 inch, I've of course also been adding. Yeah, it's a little bit of a strange video here. I'm just kind of giving a summary of what coins I've been buying. Not really too much as to why or anything like that. It's mostly just a quick little throw at you guys that I'm buying more different coins too because there's a huge gain potential in them. So I got to try it, right? Sometimes I talk about GSX, of which a link is down below. And that is mostly because that type of coin is just something which you don't necessarily know for certain if it's going to work out, but it's like a wild bet of some huge ROI. And sometimes I just like to take them because I'm like, well, if these coins that we're talking about here goes ×2, I didn't put enough money into them to really benefit off of it. So I really, if I want to go and splurge or go crazy, I would need like a ×20 or something like that, right? So that's why I put a lot of the same money in a lot of different projects, some which are high risk, some are medium risk, because if those medium risk things double and those high risk projects have a chance of going to 0 or ×25, then it kind of evens out to me just doubling my money basically in the end of things, which is why, again, I just I try to diversify and put a lot of money into some crazy projects like GSX down below too. And then, by the way, if you're asking me what I'm using to buy and yeah, mostly I guess just trade crypto right now. This is just not to buy crypto and hold. This is just to trade and basically bet on where things are going. I'm primarily, pun intended, using Prime XBT right now because the last couple of weeks Binance has been really bugging me and you know, just messing me up basically. I don't think you can actually trade on this if you're from the US. If you're going to do so, you need a VPN. But yeah, I just think it's really simple. You can drag and drop all the freaking widgets and stuff like that. It's what else can I say? It's freaking simple. It's just easy. I like the way you can configure everything. And I don't know. I've just been using it mostly because I got messed up by Binance and now I'm kind of addicted to it. Yeah, you gotta know it, right? It's the thing I can kind of explain with Binance is if you've been trading on there for a little while, you know that if things get busy, for example, in times like this when you see a small little pump, there's a good chance that you're gonna be thrown out of your futures window. And if I'm trading, what I'm mostly doing is just placing leveraged bets because how else are you gonna make the big money? Yeah, I don't like it if I ever get bucked out of it, which happens a ton over on Binance. Then Cardano $50 moonshot will aid to replace Ethereum. By the way, I also saw there's a 50 or so % bonus on your deposits that you can use as like extra margin over on Prime XBT. I think I can make a link for that. You'll see if it's down below. If it isn't down below, then I don't know how to do it. Otherwise, a link will be down below for a 50% bonus. Again, check into it though, read into it because it might not last for too long, but that's something I've been doing a lot recently. For a lot of these coins as well, not on Prime XBT, but I've been trading them with leverage here and there because it's been worth it like crazy. Like the crypto space here is generally still quite bullish and the falls are quite predictable. I'm not doing the same thing with stocks, and most cryptos, in my opinion, were not actually falling because of stocks. But I just think that every bounce is just easy to get, easy to profit on. And I kind of leave the bounces that are going towards the bottom alone, which means I'm literally buying a lot of these coins as they go up, you know, or as the bounce has hit. Like, for example, right here, I would buy a ton. And I will kind of not bet the price goes down, which means I would most likely open a long position once we see a good recovery. I'll open it up and I'll close it somewhere, and I won't try to short it afterwards because that's not my style. Because we're in a bullish market right now, I'm not going to attempt a short. Whatever way you want to call this, I see this as something very, very, very bullish. There's also a channel which you can make here, trend channel. I haven't done that before. Let me see what that is looking like. Oh, there we go. Okay, that is pretty cool that you can do it like that. Okay, that is that is nice. that is cool. But yeah, you guys get the picture, right? Bitcoin is still in a very bullish trend. I would not dare to go for a short right now. Only maybe if you hit the top of the channel next time that you can attempt to do it. Once we maybe get to about 65,000 or so. But even then, I'm personally not going to attempt. It's too risky. And same thing for all these DeFi projects. I just try to buy them at good places and then hold mostly onto them. And for some, I go with leverage trades. But with DeFi, I mostly just hold. And with these Bitcoin and Ethereum trades, I just do them like short term. Cardano $50 moonshot. Will ADA replace Ethereum? So the question is here, what would ADA go to if it were to replace Ethereum? $50 is just a kind of a start. And the question that people ask me often is, what is your price prediction for ADA? And I always tell them there's no end to where the ADA price can go, if you're honestly asking me. But the same thing I often say for Ethereum, for Polkadot, and for a couple others even, like for example BNB. As popularity will increase, these coins will also increase in terms of market cap or in terms of price. It'll just keep happening. So does Cardano really need to replace Ethereum? Well, no, because, well, they're quite different from a certain perspective, and they have risen on different morals. So the reason you can say that ADA is going to beat Ethereum or take them over is if all these programmers were to migrate from Ethereum to ADA, but that would be a multi-year process before that really rounds up, before that really is done, because a lot are switching to the Binance Smart Chain, but not too much to ADA, anything at all, because you don't even have the functionalities too much just quite yet. It's coming, but it's not all the way there. So we're talking about a multi-year process in which time Ethereum 2.0 will actually be launched, and thus, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that maybe it's just going to be a back and forward type of motion. So I'm not really too excited to say that that is going to be taking it over all the way. However, here it says YouTuber Crypto and Big Boy Crypto Ben had an interesting discussion on YouTube about Cardano ADA price maybe hitting $50. They also spoke about ADA possibly dethroning Ethereum to reach the second spot in market cap. And again, guys, don't get me wrong. I am not saying that this is not possible. I'm just saying that it would take a lot of time to actually dethrone it. And that would basically mean that people saw the value of Ethereum. They looked at it and were like, yeah, this is not my thing. I don't like this. I don't want this anymore. ADA is clearly better because it's a third generation instead of the Ethereum 2 generation. And they just decided to migrate over there. It could be. That's why I'm also not telling you that $50 is not possible. I'm just saying it would definitely be a long process before they all switched over, which is not the same thing as ADA just beating Ethereum. This is overtaking them, basically, or replacing them, right? If they're overtaking them, that's a whole different sector, because that basically would mean ADA could actually have as many projects on its own or grow on its own, independent of what Ethereum actually does. If it's going to replace Ethereum, which mostly, in my opinion, means all this activity, or let's say 80% of it, goes to ADA, which that one, as I said before, is a difficult. Bitcoin hold waves suggest bull run has barely started. I keep telling people this. I don't think the bull run is anywhere near over. I still think we're months out from the end of things. So every dip I get, I'm just buying more and more and more. In a couple months or years, people will look back at these videos and be like, hey, these guys had some crazy opportunities. That is still the way I feel, that we are having some crazy cheap opportunities to buy crypto. So I am buying every single week. I don't care. I don't care if I go down in terms of money for a little while, because I know that 60,000, 55,000, 50,000 per Bitcoin, 40,000, it's all still cheap for where we're eventually going to go, at least in my opinion, especially for some of these other cryptos like Ethereum, ADA, XRP. They're all so extremely cheap right now still. PayPal reveals plans for new crypto unit. Dan Schulman gives details on PayPal's crypto ambitions, its plans for a super app, and whether the company will buy more Bitcoin anytime soon. So, yeah, PayPal CEO Dan Schulman says the company's crypto forays will expand beyond buy, sell, and hold. The digital payments firm is also experimenting with Ethereum, and PayPal's quest for a super app reflects rapid changes in the fintech industry, which is interesting to me because, well, maybe eventually these guys will actually be what Tesla was kind of set out to go and do, and take over the space in terms of everything regarding crypto in the traditional financial space, like in the fintech realm, maybe I should say. Could be interesting. I'm also wondering if they were ever looking into a partnership with Ripple in some degree, because PayPal has a lot of cross-border transfers like that. Could have been interesting, but yeah. That was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video. Enjoy your day, everybody.